Okay, so I just saw Mufasa The Lion King. Let's go ahead and talk about it, and then I'll give you my rating out of 10. This is a movie that is getting destroyed in reviews. Like, a lot of people are giving this a negative review. A lot of people are including this in their top 10 worst movies of 2024, and honestly, I don't agree. I thought this was a solid Lion King movie. The visuals were good, the story was good. Sure, it's a little bit predictable, but I had a good time, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought the brotherly dynamic between Mufasa and Scar was really well done. We get to, start this journey with them as their cubs, and we get to follow them as they grow up and, have their differences and all that, and I thought it was well done. I thought the visuals were really good. Some of the animation on some of these animals looks absolutely incredible. Certain moments, some of the animals didn't look as good, but overall, the animation was solid. I also really enjoyed the story because this is an original story. It's not a remake of anything. This is the Mufasa origin movie. And I didn't think we necessarily needed this film, but after watching it, I do think it's a welcome addition to the whole Lion King franchise. And it gets me more invested in the Mufasa character because I always liked him, obviously, iconic character, but now you have a little bit more substance and depth to him, and it just makes you care about him a little bit more. And his backstory is actually pretty tragic, and I honestly felt some heavy emotions when some stuff was happening closer to the beginning of the movie and towards the end. I also thought the pacing was pretty good. Like, yes, there's a couple jumps here and there that I wasn't a big fan of, and that comes from the way that they told this story, which was a little odd in my opinion. I don't think they needed to do it this way, because what they did in this movie is they had Rafiki telling the story of Mufasa to Simba's daughter. So the way the movie is playing out, you have like the Mufasa story, and then you cut back to Rafiki and Simba's daughter. I keep forgetting her name. I just checked and it's Kiara. So Rafiki is telling Kiara the story of Mufasa, and it just kept cutting back and forth, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I think if they removed that method of storytelling, it would have improved the movie overall and just have a linear story of Mufasa's origin. The villains of this movie is a group of white lions led by one voiced by Mads Mikkelsen, and his name is Kyros. I found him really menacing, and I think the animation on his character design is the best out of anyone in this movie. Every single time he's on screen, the animation looks absolutely breathtaking. It looks really, really good. I do think they should have utilized him a little bit more, though, because he just kind of pops up here and there and doesn't really do a whole lot, but he does have a lot of presence in whatever scene he's in. Okay, now let's talk about some negatives. My first one would be the music. It's just not very iconic, it's not very catchy. There's no songs that, I was humming on the way home or anything like that, and honestly, I don't really remember any of them, besides one that I didn't like called Bye Bye, which Kyros, the evil white lion, sings. It was kind of ridiculous. He would say like a whole bunch of villainous mumbo jumbo and then just go like bye bye like 100 times in the song. So yeah, the music wasn't great, and it doesn't even come close to the original Lion King. Then I would say the comedy was pretty weak in this. Like, there was a lot of moments that were meant to have the audience laughing, but I think I only chuckled once. And there was probably a good, 8 to 10 moments that they were wanting the audience to laugh, and my audience, filled with kids too, because I know someone was about to say, oh, the jokes are for kids. No one in my theater was laughing. So yeah, they definitely missed the mark in terms of comedy. And then another complaint I would have is that the story was a little bit too predictable, and I know this is an original story, so it should feel pretty fresh, and I shouldn't be able to just kind of piece together everything really quickly and know exactly how the movie's going to play out, essentially. And I get it, they can't do that much because there's movies that happen later on in this timeline. So it's not like they have complete creative freedom, but still, I think they should have taken a few more risks here and there. But I understand this movie has to line up with the other Lion King movies. So guys, that's my thoughts on Mufasa The Lion King. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I think it's solid. It could have been better, it could have been worse, but I think it was just a good time at the movies overall. I think if you've got kids or you grew up watching The Lion King, I think you're going to enjoy this one a lot. And like I said earlier, it really makes you care about Mufasa more because we don't really get to see a whole lot of Mufasa in the Lion King movies, and this one, it's about 2 hours just centered around him. And I liked it, so I definitely recommend to go check it out. If you have seen Mufasa The Lion King, let me know down below in the comments what you thought about it. Stay tuned for more reviews, have a happy new year, and I will see you in the next video.